The small moment that changed everything. Most people think life changes in big moments. A new job, a breakup, a move to a new city, a tragedy, a miracle. But honestly, some of the biggest changes I've ever experienced didn't happen like that. They happened quietly, in a small moment that didn't look important at the time, and that's what this story is about. Because there was one day where nothing special happened, but one small moment quietly changed everything after that. At the time, I wasn't in a crisis. I wasn't falling apart. Life was just life. Busy, same routine, same responsibilities, same mental noise, and I was functioning. But deep down, I was living in this weird emotional middle, not sad enough to ask for help, not happy enough to feel alive. And that's dangerous, because when nothing is wrong, you start accepting a life that feels half awake. You tell yourself, it's fine. This is adulthood. Everyone feels like this. But that feeling, that fine, it can quietly steal years from you. That day, I was out somewhere. Nothing special, just normal life. And I remember stopping for a second, not because I needed to, just because my body did it automatically. And in front of me, I saw something so simple that most people would ignore it. A little kid, maybe 6 or 7 years old. He was walking with an adult, and he stopped, and he pointed at something small, something that didn't matter, like a leaf or a bird or sunlight reflecting off a window. And he said something like, "Look!" And his face lit up like he just discovered magic. And what hit me was not what he was pointing at. It was how alive he was while looking at it. His eyes weren't tired. He wasn't thinking about tomorrow. He wasn't anxious. He wasn't trying to impress anyone. He was fully there, fully present. I stood there watching him, and I felt something in my chest. Not sadness exactly, more like recognition. Like I was remembering something I forgot. And I thought, when did I stop being like that? When did I stop being able to notice small things? When did my mind become so heavy that even beautiful moments couldn't get through? Because it wasn't that life had become terrible. It's that my attention had become stolen. Slowly, quietly, day by day. Not by tragedy, but by distraction. And here's what I realized in that moment. Autopilot doesn't just waste time. It stills your life texture. It stills small joy, calm moments, curiosity, gratitude, wonder, It turns your life into a list, a checklist, a schedule. And then one day you look back and realize you did 1,000 things, but you didn't fill any of them. That's what scared me. Not failure, not struggle, not even stress. What scared me was becoming the kind of person who stops noticing life. So I did something simple. I copied the kid. I stopped and I looked around, not quickly, not like a tourist, like a human. I noticed the color of the sky, the sounds of people walking, the light on the street, the breeze on my face. I don't know how to explain this without sounding dramatic, but in that moment, it felt like I returned to my life, like I had been living outside of myself, and I finally stepped back in. And that small moment reminded me of something powerful. You don't need a new life. You need a new level of presence inside your current one. From that day on, I started doing something that sounds almost too simple, but it changed everything. Every day, I choose one moment to be fully present, not for an hour, not for a meditation retreat, just 30 seconds, a minute. Sometimes it's drinking coffee without my phone, watching my son laugh, listening to someone speak without interrupting in my mind, walking outside and actually noticing the world. And slowly, that practice started changing who I was. And I started feeling calmer, more grateful, more awake. And the world didn't change, but my experience of it did. So if you're watching this and you feel stuck or numb or like your days are blurring together, I want to tell you something. It might not take a huge event to change your life. It might take one small moment that reminds you to come back to yourself, because life doesn't always change in explosions. Sometimes it changes in quiet realizations, in small moments, in seconds. And that small moment might quietly change everything. I'm Eric. Thanks for watching Echoes of a Life.